Good afternoon. Welcome to our fourth Lunch and Learn session as we have launched the campaign for Stonehill to be bold. My name is Doug Smith. I serve as the Vice President for Advancement at Stonehill. Today I'm joined by Lisa Richards, class of 1999 and the Director of Annual Giving at the college, and by Ken Michael, class of 1968, one of our most loyal and dedicated alums at Stonehill and Chair of the Stonehill College Fund. We'd like to begin our program. This is a webinar format, so there is a chat function at the bottom of your screen if you have questions that you'd like to send to us that we will answer at the end of the presentation. And let's begin. As I mentioned, this is the fourth in a session of To Be Bold Lunch and Learns. We did one on scholarships. We did one on the Meehan School of Business. We did one on bold ideas. And today is the Stonehill College Fund. And we're excited about the To Be Bold campaign. If you haven't had a chance yet, please visit us at tobebold.stonehill.edu. That's our campaign website and really gives you all the information that you need to know about our campaign. So the picture you're looking at right now is Stonehill College in 1957. And Stonehill has always been built on boldness, even when the dreams far outsized our campus. If you take a look at it, you're looking at Donahue Hall on the sort of top of the screen, and on the bottom right is Duffy, the earliest version of Duffy. And if you look closely in the middle, you'll see what was the Stonehill College baseball field. And boldness may not be the first word that comes to mind when you think of Stonehill, until perhaps you step back and consider the course of our history. And we've always taken the boldest path forward, guided by our faith and courage of our convictions. And what you're looking at is our campus in 2021. And as part of our campaign, in the lower right-hand corner is just one side of the Leo J. Meehan School of Business. And on the middle, you'll see the Thomas and Donna May School of Arts and Sciences. And just as we learn to be true to ourselves here at Stonehill, each new project we've undertaken over the years is grounded in integrity and conviction. We know what we must do next and why we must do it. And this is another bold moment in Stonehill's history. It really is a once-in-a-generation opportunity for all of us to take action for the college that we love. To Be Bold, the campaign for Stonehill. And really it's talking about being bold as we go forward. So together we will make our mark. Stonehill stakeholders, be they students, alumni, faculty, staff, are known for their impact on our community, on the nation, and the world. It evokes the quote from Pope John the 23rd that you can actually see inside of the entrance to May Hall. It says, "Do not walk through time without leaving worthy evidence of your passage." Lead by example. This campaign will amplify the ripple effect graduates have in the world and remind us that Stonehill has always been prepared the leaders that we need in this world. And it will help us embrace one more leadership role, becoming philanthropic leaders who will take Stonehill College to the next level. And the campaign builds upon many of the accomplishments and enhanced capacity that the college has enjoyed during Father John Denning's presidency. It underscores his special commitment to each student, not only while they're here, but once they step off into their careers and live beyond the campus. And because this is a comprehensive campaign, the Stonehill College Fund is critical. It will include a $10 million gift to the fund, which is an important investment in our future. Many of these investments will support initiatives that speak to the culture of our community. Things like the Farm at Stonehill, Hope Service Immersion projects, study abroad programs, and of course, unrestricted gifts to the college. So, To Be Bold will invest in what we do best and what we can do even better. As I mentioned earlier, scholarships light every path. We're trying to provide an additional $30 million to our financial aid and endowed scholarship funds. We really want to act boldly through our bold ideas, which was part of our faculty's innovation and creativity. Things like photonics, fintech, programs like frantic assembly. These are really great ideas. You can learn more about them on the To Be Bold campaign website. But Act Boldly is one of the important aspects of the campaign. Exceeding our potential. You know, the Leo J. Meehan School of Business really is a game changer for business education at Stonehill. But it's not only a home to the business program, it's a host to so many other activities on campus. It's brand new, it's open, it is a remarkable facility, and that was a $25 million commitment from the campaign to help support that. And finally, making our mark through increased support to the Stonehill College Fund at $10 million. And now I'd like to turn the program over to Ken Michael. Ken.
That's always a big risk, Doug. Annual gifts to the Stonehill College Fund help Stonehill continue to be a place where anyone can thrive, regardless of their financial circumstances, creating an extraordinary place of education, collaboration, and innovation. This resource, your annual giving, is powerful in its immediacy and needed every year in order to sustain core programs and fulfill the college's mission. I can't overemphasize the importance of annual gifts.
So let's take a look at how some of your gifts can make an impact through your annual gifts to the college. You know, academics. We want our students to be growing in their research, their writing, their ability to present, and to put that knowledge to work. You know, whether they do internships or other field work or community-based learning programs. So gifts to the annual fund, you know, we've used those to help with things like internships through the Bridge Fund or the Student Opportunity Fund to really give our students every opportunity, every chance to be able to have the best, most impactful academic experience. Scholarships. As I mentioned earlier, we want to raise an additional $30 million for scholarship aid, mostly through our endowed scholarships. We have over 275 endowed scholarships right now, and the value of those scholarships is nearing $100 million. So what does that mean? Well, that allows us to assist over 550 students every year with nearly $4.5 million in annual scholarship awards. Our ability to grow endowed scholarships will allow us to make Stonehill affordable, accessible to all students who wish to attend. You can designate your gift to the General Scholarship Fund or to another scholarship fund that we have established at Stonehill. And going forward, this is really one of the key areas for our success. And we're so proud of the amount of funding through philanthropy that we've received towards scholarship, but it really becomes the difference as to whether a student can come to the college or not.
Athletics and co-curricular activities. Stonehill student athletes are challenged and championed on the playing field and in the classroom. At the college, success truly is more than a win-loss record. It's about working hard, developing attitude and character, drive and skills that are vital in sports and in life. For example, the Go Hill Fund supports 450 Stonehill College student athletes across 23 varsity sports, providing our coaches and students with the resources they need to compete and succeed at the highest levels. In some ways, athletics and co-curricular activities really bring the campus to life. You know, it was so difficult this past year without athletics and student performances, for example, theater, chapel choir, clubs, and activities that enhance the student experience. I guess to sum it up, it was pretty bleak.
And we're looking forward to the fall of 2021 when our varsity athletes will be competing against other schools once again. So it will really bring the campus back to life. But gifts to the Go Hill Fund or to specific sports really help us make that the best programs possible. So mission and service. You know, we often talk about a Stonehill education as educating the heart and the mind. And nowhere do you see the education of the heart more than in our mission and service. Each year, our Stonehill students provide nearly 100,000 hours of community service through working at the farm, through our HOPE programs, other service immersion programs. And these service experiences really help us build out leadership skills, broaden our students' understanding of diversity, and develop a sense of social justice. So these programs and gifts to it, again, help us to provide the best experience possible for our students.
We also wanted to share information about ways that you can give to Stonehill and also how your gift matters. To give you an idea, on average, we process more than 8,600 gifts annually, including almost 5,600 gifts made by credit card. So there's a lot of different ways that you can make a gift to the college in a way that is meaningful to you. We operate on a fiscal year calendar, July 1st to June 30th. So we're quickly approaching the end of our fiscal year, and we have some appeals out to our alumni and our parents to make their gift this year to help support our students. There are many ways you can make your gift: by cash or check, through our recurring giving program, matching gifts. If you work for a company that will match yours or your spouse's gift, that can double the impact of your gift to the college. Gifts can be made by credit card or PayPal, and PayPal is available on our online gift forms. Electronic fund transfers, through an IRA retirement account, through donor advised funds, planned gifts, and also securities and annuities. This information is available on our giving website, stonehill.edu/giving, and we're also happy to answer any questions that you may have through a phone call or an email, and we can help answer your questions.
Looks like I'm up again.
Yes.
Over to you, Ken.
Well, as I said, every gift makes a difference. I said earlier, emphasized the importance of annual giving, but the other thing that's just as important is every gift. And you can make a gift in a variety of different ways, and your gift can go, to a variety of different levels. For example, you've got the President's Council, which is gifts of $1,000 plus, or if you're a member of the Graduates of the Last Decade, Gold, you can qualify for the President's Council by making a gift of $500 or more. You can make a gift in honor of your class year. For example, $20.21 for the class of 2021. You can make a recurring gift, which can be made by check or credit card. You can make it monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. And you can make a gift of any amount that's meaningful to you. You can make it $25 or $2,500. All gifts are impactful, even if it's $5. It's the fact that you participated and you've made the gift.
So many of our alumni ask us how they can help. And we have many great volunteers with us today, including some of our past chairs of the Stonehill College Fund, Jackie Tracy, John Gorman, Ed Pyres, the chair of our Gold Giving Volunteers, Megan Keene, and a lot of our other volunteers. We're very appreciative to have you with us today. But if you're not one of our volunteers and would love to learn how to become involved, please feel free to reach out to us. We have information on our giving website, and there's lots of great ways you can help. It doesn't have to be the way that it was in 1984 with the phone-a-thon in Donahue Hall. If you weren't sure, this photo prominently features Ken Michael calling his classmates to ask for their annual gift with his, message behind him that says we can do it. So we know that the collective power of alumni giving can help us get to our goals. In 1984, it was $250,000. So we have different goals every year. They might have gone up a little bit since then, but we can do it. There's great ways to get involved today. As I mentioned, phone-a-thons may not be as popular, but social media is. So following our social media accounts on Facebook and Instagram and sharing posts that we put up is a great way to continue to spread the word to your networks. Making a gift yourself and encouraging your classmates to give will help with our alumni participation and demonstrate your interest in supporting Stonehill students today. You can be an ambassador for Stonehill. And by that, we mean share the word about the college. If you know a high school student who's looking at schools to apply to, let them know about your Stonehill experience and encourage them to come by and take a tour around campus. You can also help students with their career development. If in your profession you have an opportunity to take on an intern or offer job shadowing or even job interviewing, we'd love for your assistance with career development, and our contacts in Stonehill's Career Development Center can help with that process. It's always reassuring to Stonehill students when they get to connect with an alum and learn more about what they do.
And if I might add something to that, for those of you who don't know, that thing I'm holding in my hand is actually the predecessor to the cell phone, Twitter, Instagram, and many of other means of social media today. It used to be known as a landline.
It may actually look like it's a rotary phone as well.
It could very well be, it might be. And I still have the time.
But you lost the mustache, so.
So our students are who you're helping with gifts to the Stonehill College Fund. Featured in this photo is Nana Amoa. He was one of our work study students this past couple of years, and he truly enjoyed his Stonehill experience. And he shared some of his words of appreciation that he recognizes that donors that give to Stonehill are really investing in students' futures because they walked the same path. Our alums know what their experience was like, and they want to give back to help the Stonehill students today. So he recognizes that when you make a gift, it's showing appreciation for your own Stonehill experience and also supporting Stonehill students today and in the future. Nana actually gave the invocation a convocation this year, and he gave a beautiful message, and we're fortunate for him to now join our alumni community. So at this point, we would like to turn it over to questions, which you may submit in the chat.
We have a few already, Lisa. So if you'd like me to begin with the first one. So one of the first questions came in is, do annual fund gifts count toward the To Be Bold campaign, including unrestricted gifts? Absolutely. This is a comprehensive campaign. So all of the gifts that we receive between now and December 31st, 2022 count toward that $75 million. Yeah, we're happy. It's a key component. We always do annual fundraising each year. So that is part of the campaign, and it's going to have a big impact. So we're really excited to do that. So yes, if you make a gift this year through the annual fund, it does count towards the To Be Bold campaign for Stonehill College.
As well as your class participation.
As well as your class participation, it helps in a lot of ways. So it is important to do that.
Another question has come in. Why is annual giving so important? Ken?
Well, it's important for a lot of different reasons. One major reason is that it shows your loyalty to the college, and that loyalty is evidence to other sources of funding for the college to rely on. That way, somebody can't say, hey, we want to give you some money, but have you gotten anything from your own alumni, parents, etc.? And that's one of the major imports.
I would add to that too, Ken. You know, this past year was really a great example of how philanthropy is going to make a difference, because, you know, when we were doing our fiscal year, I guess it would have been 21 budget, we knew that we were in a pandemic, but we didn't have any thoughts of what that impact would be like. So in a number of areas, it was things like, not having as many students living on campus. So we lost some revenue in some areas, but also we had to go about doing testing. So we had to test our students, you know, for COVID, to do surveillance testing. Now we got a really good deal in doing that, but it became so expensive. It was $25 per student. We were testing students twice a week, and you can just do the numbers in your head. It became really expensive. So we have things like unrestricted gifts coming to the college. That provides us a tool, an avenue to help pay for some of those expenses. So although unrestricted giving, sometimes it seems like, you know, well, it's just going into the college's general fund. Yeah, but at times that's where it can have the most impact, because we receive funding, you know, through tuition, We receive some earnings from our endowment that goes to our annual operations. We receive some funding from conference and event services that we host that on campus. But in the end, when you're really trying to make that budget work, sometimes the best ideas are the ones that come in, new ideas that come in at the end. Annual gifts is what gets us to be able to be bold, to be able to go forward and to be innovative, be creative. That's what that funding can do.
Essentially, it helps to fill the gap.
It fills
When
the
we
gap.
have a situation like we've had in the past year.
Good point.
Another question, is all giving to the Stonehill College Fund unrestricted, or can donors restrict their support?
Take that.
Sure. You can specifically indicate where you would like your gift to go. You want it to go to, for example, the theater. You want it to go for the athletics. Anything you would like to, state, and you can state any intent for your gift that you would like.
Yeah, and that goes to help really, if it's in our budget, when a gift goes to a specific area like that, like we always fund the theater, that it would help reduce the cost of operating our theater program. So it is important. Again, anything that helps with our current budget, that's where the Stonehill College Fund makes the most impact. But I can't, overemphasize enough that we're really good stewards of your funds. We're at a point, at Stonehill right now that, every gift matters, but how we steward those funds, how those gifts are expended, it's really important. So it's a great investment. When you're making a gift to Stonehill, it does help make the college better. And I don't know where we would be right now without our scholarships. I just can't think of the number of students who wouldn't have the opportunity to be at the college. And it's great to hear it in numbers, but when you're able to meet some of those students, hear their stories, hear their family stories about a dream come true. On the kickoff event that we did, there was a young man, he's the head of the SGA, Abe Medeiros, a remarkable young man, everything we want in a Stonehill student and now a Stonehill graduate. But he talked about his family, and he talked about his dad was only able to go to school, his father only able to go to school until he was 8 years old. But his father always said he wanted Abe and his brother to go to college and be able to graduate. He understood the importance of education. But without scholarships, that dream would not have come true. So there are hundreds of stories like that, hundreds and hundreds of stories of Stonehill students whose lives have changed because of philanthropy. So when you make a gift, you are not only investing in Stonehill, but you're investing in people, whether it be our faculty and our students. And it's a great thing to do. And as Ken said, if you do it because of the experience you had at Stonehill, but also think about it, how it's going to change our future and how it will make Stonehill an even better college.
And I'll just add to that, on our giving website, there's a section called Donor Impact, and we have lots of great impact reports that highlight how gifts to certain programs make a difference for students, such as the Farm at Stonehill, the Wellness Initiatives Fund, Me and School of Business, the Shield Science Center. These reports are put together to show you how your gifts matter, but also how our students are benefiting from your support. So I encourage you to look at those, especially if it's a program that has meaning to you. And that's what a lot of our alums do tend to designate their gift. They want to give back to something that they were a part of, whether they were a varsity athlete or they did a Hope trip and they knew the fundraising that was involved to get those trips to be successful. So learning more about how those programs matter is really impactful when you see the student responses. We have a question that came in directed to you, Ken.
I guess I'm in trouble.
Oops.
Again.
1 second.
Maybe still.
What makes you want to be such a loyal volunteer? What is it about your Stonehill experience that drives you to still continue to be involved, reach out to your classmates, attend events?
I guess the short answer is the impact that Stonehill had on my life. I was one of those first generation college graduates I got a lot of help from Stonehill as a result of people making gifts to Stonehill annually. And so I guess the short answer to all of that is I'm just giving back.
And we're glad you do. And we're glad you do, Ken.
I know it's a simple
Yeah.
thing, but it's true. It's just giving back.
We have another comment that came in, somewhat directed towards you. The first part of it is that this person's company provides a matching contribution. So just encouragement to everyone to look into whether or not your employer matches contributions, which could double your impact. And also a comment that Ken should bring back the mustache. So.
Well, there's something going to that. All the money I've saved on hair dye and mustache dye over the years, I've donated back to Stonehill. So
Wow, that's a big investment, Ken.
that was a huge investment.
A question, it looks like To Be Bold will be successful. Any ideas or projects on the horizon after Bold is done? This is a question from Joe Tucker.
Well, Joe, we're not there yet. So $15 million is still quite a bit to raise. And we hope to go beyond the 75 million, actually. I would say, though, looking forward, the Stonehill College Fund will always be there. We always will need to raise annual dollars. Annual gifts are annual. Annual giving is annual. So that will always be a priority. I imagine scholarship endowments, we will need to continue to grow that. That will be really important. And then there will probably be some new facilities down the road. So how we come up with our priorities for the campaign, for example, it really comes out of a comprehensive strategic planning process. And what does that look like? What does the future of higher education look like? And definitely, how does that impact Stonehill? So we're not quite there as to what we would be doing next, but we're always trying to make Stonehill better. So that's what I would say.
Ken, what is it that excites you most about the campaign?
The opportunity to get on TV. Well, I think what excites me the most about it is simply that it's another step in the growth of the college, both physically and in its student body, and the ability to, through the campaign, help students who might not otherwise have a shot at graduating from college, at getting through college. That, I think, is, to me, the most important part of the campaign and the thing that excites me the most. It's somewhat because of having been in the same position, albeit 753 years ago, of needing help to get through. So the fact that we can do so much to help current and future students, that's what excites me the most about it.
Okay.
And I do think it's really, Stonehill, for all of our success and all of our accomplishments, we're still young. We will turn 75 in 2023. That'll be our 75th anniversary. So 2023 will be our boldest year yet at the college, right? We're going to finish our campaign, hopefully go over goal, and we're also going to be onboarding into our 75th anniversary. And that will be a time to celebrate all of our accomplishments. But it really is a time to look forward. So what does the next 75 years look like? For a young school, we've accomplished a lot, but I just think our future ahead of us is so great. We are going to be, one of the leading colleges, I think, in this nation at some point. We're a great school. We do provide an outstanding education, and we're really fulfilling our mission about creating a more just and compassionate world, and about having students, who have a mind and a heart and will make our world better.
So Doug, Deb is asking, we can select how our gift is directed. Is there an area that is most in need at this time?
At this time, it really is unrestricted gifts. And I'm just saying that because of the challenges we faced this past year with COVID, with testing and everything that we needed to do. That would be the most impactful. But again, all of your gifts matter. All of your gifts really do matter and make a difference.
So another question has come in about tactics that we're using as we have phased out things such as a phone-a-thon. I will share, we do still have our call center, which is in our building. Many of you may remember calling nights in the alumni hall boardroom, which is just across the way over here, where we would set the phones up around the table. But when we moved into this building over 10 years ago now, we actually built a call center downstairs where the development offices are. So we did take a pause from calling this year when our students were mostly remote, but we will bring it back in the capacity that they do a lot of thank you calls. And they also reach out to some of our classes who like to hear from students. We'll get requests from people sometimes that they'd like to hear from a student. And we also do some calling around our giving days. Giving Tuesday, which we celebrate every year, the Tuesday following Thanksgiving, and also our Spring Day of Giving, which we just celebrated our second annual Stonehill Day of Light and Hope this year. So we do incorporate a little bit of calling, not as much as we used to, but we have switched. The follow-up to the question is social media used? And it is. The comments and likes that we get the most on social media are nostalgic photos of campus. People love to see what students are doing. But we also do share information about our giving days, especially when there's something really great to share about it. So we will try to incorporate special hashtags, which we did for Stonehill Light and Hope. We use Go Hill for the Go Hill Fund when we promote athletics. We've used Give Stonehill. So there's lots of great ways that we try to take advantage of the number of contacts our Stonehill alums have. And when they share our messages with their friends, the message just keeps spreading about keeping Stonehill at the front of your mind, making a gift, and finding ways to come back to campus and stay engaged with the college.
We also mail.
Yep. We
send out email solicitations as well. I'd love to be able to visit every single alum in person and ask them for their gift. That would be great, but we will be back to some more in-person events. We think probably after September, October, somewhere around that time. But during the pandemic, and as everyone's on this call today, Zoom has become a new way to engage with our alumni and engage with giving. So stay tuned for upcoming campaign events. We will be doing some smaller campaign events in August, September, October, and then moving to some larger campaign events through the end of the December 31st, 2022, when our campaign ends. And I think that's all of our questions for today, which is great. Thank you for the questions. We always enjoy receiving them. You can always call us at any time with any other questions you may have. I would encourage you, if you haven't been back to campus recently and you're in the neighborhood, please stop by. If you have not seen the growth of Stonehill, how beautiful the campus has become even more beautiful, please come by and visit. Please visit our campaign website, tobebold.stonehill.edu. And on the To Be Bold website, there will be a section on upcoming campaign events. So if you have an opportunity and would like to attend one of those, we would love to have you. So thank you for being with us today. On behalf of Ken and Lisa, it's been really enjoyable. Again, this is being recorded. It will be on our To Be Bold website, along with the one we did on scholarships, Bold Ideas, and the Mean School of Business. So they'll be available for viewing, and we will also have future upcoming lunch and learn sessions on other aspects of the campaign. So please enjoy your weekend. Thanks for spending some time with us today, and have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.